Hi everyone, I'm Sarah and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, however you found me. I was watching Madison Mary's videos from her channel Princess Paperback, and she created this whole stay-at-home book tag, and so I thought I would give it a shot and sort of see my answers to it as still a slight introduction to me and my person. This is just still part of my introduction phase. Just go with it. The first prompt is laying in bed and a book that you could read in a day. I cheated and chose two because they're both my favorites. The first one is that's a lot of glare. There we go. The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. It's the first in her Bridgerton series, and it has, I love this one. I really like Daphne. I love Simon. It's one of my favorites. It's like every time, I feel that I've never finished the series of the Bridgertons because I always get to this one and I'm like, I just love this one so much that it feels like all the other ones just don't measure up, which is not fair. But so this is one of them. And then the other one is the Romancing the Duke by Tessa, which is ironically also the first in a series called Castles Ever After. And it's kind of like a weird, they are deciding to live in the same castle even though they don't like each other until they're forced to team up to help figure out how she got his home from him anyways. It's this kind of fun, like modern feeling historical romance, and it also plays with like gothic romance tropes. And so these two are two of my favorites, and I would read them all the time and have basically read them in one sitting. The next prompt is snacking or like a guilty pleasure book, and I'm gonna choose Think of England by K.G. Charles. This is a historical romance. Feel like I weirdly like that should be the theme of my books because that's my favorite genre, but ironically, no, this is it. This is the last one. I promise. But so Think of England is a historical queer romance, and it has two men, and it just it involves like spies and espionage, and also Archie just being a complete moron. I love a good hero romance novel who's just an idiot, and he's this big, like, muscular soldier guy who thinks that he can be a spy, and he cannot. And so I really, really liked this book a lot. So this would be my guilty pleasure read. I think I read it last year for the first time. I also reread it this year already. I really love this book. It's just fun and enjoyable, and I love it. Next prompt is Netflix, a series you want to start. There are so many, but I needed to pick a series that I hadn't officially started in any capacity and so I thought I would choose the Temeraire series by Naomi Novik, which the first one is His Majesty's Dragon. It's a historical fantasy book that takes place with, from what I can understand, kind of like the battles that were happening with Napoleon, but it includes dragons, which sounds awesome. I just haven't had a chance to start it, and so I thought I would put this as my series I want to start in hopes that maybe I will. So then The Deep Clean, a book that has been on my TBR forever. I actually went to my Goodreads and to my TBR tag and sorted it by the date added, and the first book on there was Cleopatra, A Life by Stacy Schiff. I know I own it, but I think it's in Wisconsin where like majority of my books are, and so I've never actually read it. So hopefully someday soon. Fingers crossed. So the next prompt is Animal Crossing, a book you recently bought because of the hype. So I chose The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I don't know much about it. I think it includes like a quest and some sort of like books or reading or journey like that. I remember thinking it sounded interesting enough to buy it. But I don't know much else about it. I just heard a lot about it, and so I ended up picking it up when I went to the store a while ago. Productivity, a book that had a big impact on me. And I don't have my physical copy, but that would have to be The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. That was so I was, this is probably, TMI for just meeting me, but I'm going to tell you anyways. I was severely depressed a few years ago, and like because I have anxiety, like it manifests in very weird ways, and so I was in like intensive therapy for over 2 years, and one of the first things my therapist suggested to me was to read this book, and I was like, that seems weird. Why? And so she was telling me that because my anxiety and perfectionism manifests in a way that I have a fear of failure and all these different things, that I need to learn to like let go and trust that I'm on the path that I'm meant to be on, basically. And so I did end up reading this book, and she was absolutely right. Like, the comfort that I got from that book and the story that was told has stuck with me. I try to reread that book every so often, because it just is it just really hit me, and I just really love it. And so that would be the book that I think has had the most impact on me. So FaceTime, a book I was gifted. Now, I haven't been gifted a book in forever. Like, I don't think I got a book for Christmas this year or my birthday. Yeah. So instead, and I don't remember the last book somebody bought me because I tend to just buy them myself. And so I'm going to change this one up just a little bit. Vandermeer, I hope that's okay. And so I decided that I would go with the book that was most recently suggested to me that I purchased. And so for that, it's going to be the Area X Trilogy by Vandermeer. It has Annihilation, Authority, and Acceptance in this bound copy. And it's a futuristic sci-fi dystopian where there's this weird area of land that nobody really knows what's going on there. The first book has an exhibition going in there to try to explore it a little bit more. I only have read the first one so far. I have the second two yet to go in the series, but I did really enjoy the first one, so I'm excited to continue on with the series. And the next thing is the self-care, something that I've started doing to take care of myself. When the quarantine started, I started really being regimented with my meditation practice. I started that a couple years ago when I was in therapy, and like I did do it like most days. This is my 4th week now in quarantine/stay-at-home order, and ever since we got those orders, I've been meditating every morning and sometimes at night, sometimes in the middle of the day if I need, and it's been super helpful to have like that set schedule. And I've also gotten back into my yoga practice, which again I used to do, and then I just kind of stopped having the time to do all of these things in the morning. And now that I have the time, I've been really enjoying being able to do like a sun salutation or like a quick little yoga routine in the mornings as well. So that's something that I've been really enjoying. The bonus, a book that is coming out soon. Now, soon is a relative term for the book that I've chosen because it does not come out until the end of July. But that would be Golden in Death by J.D. Robb. I absolutely love the In Death series. It is a futuristic murder mystery, romance, cop thriller series. And it can be very intense with some of the subject matter, but I absolutely love it. I randomly bought one of the books like 10 years ago, I think, and I read it and then realized it was part of a series. So I was like, oh, I better get caught up, not realizing that there was like 20 other books that were in the series at that point. And ever since I got caught up, I've been reading them almost as they come out. Anyways, Golden in Death is coming out, and it is the 50th book in the series, so I absolutely cannot wait. I love this series so much. If anyone wants more information, please let me know. I would absolutely talk about it. I might even do like a reread of the whole series next year, potentially, or starting it this year and to end it next year, because like I said, there will be 50 books by the end of July, and that does feel like a lot to try to get through in a year. But then if I spread it out for 2 years, it feels like too few. I don't know. If you guys have any suggestions for me on how I should do this reread, please drop them in my comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and a big thank you especially to Majesty for creating the stay-at-home book tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video about me and about my books-ish kind of thing. If you liked it or want to see more of my stuff, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. If you have any suggestions for videos you think you want to see or anything you want me to talk about, aka the in-depth series, like I definitely will talk about it, please feel free to make suggestions in the comments below. Stay safe everybody, and I will talk to you guys later.